For context, I am 16 years old and come from a poor single-mother household with two younger siblings. Let's call them Davion, who is 13 years old, and Jada, who is 11 years old. Jada and Davion are very irresponsible and destructive, with Davion being more so than Jada. The worst part about this is that they don't care because they know our mother will defend them and make my belongings the scapegoat. For example, we recently lived in a poor quality apartment where everyone slept on air mattresses. My mother had one for herself and her boyfriend at the time, I had my own, and my siblings had to share one air mattress. We went through at least 4 air mattresses because my siblings kept putting holes in theirs. Each time I had to share mine, which was very aggravating and frustrating. I don't care how cold it sounds, they should have had to sleep on the floor. I guarantee that would have taught them to be more responsible. However, this kept happening until Davion and Jada put a hole in my air mattress, and my mom's boyfriend gave me one of his that he stored at his parents' house. During that time, my mother bought new air mattresses for Davion and Jada, and as you can probably guess, the same thing happened. They punctured both mine and the mattress that my mom's boyfriend gave me. This really pissed me off, so I confronted my mom about it. She said, "You need to stop being so damn selfish and stop always thinking about yourself. I'm not letting my kids sleep on the floor." Of course, this was the answer I was expecting, so I didn't press the issue. Fast forward to now, we live in a much better apartment and my mom is doing better financially. Other than that, everything is still the same. Recently, Davion broke my mother's TV, and instead of punishing him, she took their TV and put it in her room. She told me that I would have to let him and my sister use my TV whenever they wanted to. That was my final straw. I told her, "No, ma'am, I'm not doing that, and they can sit and stare at the wall for all I care. You always make me share what I have because they can't take care of anything you give them." As expected, she gave me the usual, "You're so selfish and self-centered" lecture, and she sprinkled in the, "I bought it so it's mine." I said, "Okay then, take the TV and I'll get my own." And that's exactly what I did. It seemed to have angered my mom even more with her saying, "You just think you're better than everybody." I said, "Nah, I'm just better than your other 2 kids." That cut her deep. I could tell from the look she gave me and how angrily she yelled at me afterward, but I didn't care. It felt good to say, and I got a brand new TV, so it's a win-win for me. Hopefully, now she'll make my siblings be responsible because she knows my belongings are off the table. Comments. Comment 1. Your belongings are not safe until you are out of your mother's control. Please work towards your future so that you can become independent of her. I don't know where you are, but you need to start planning how to do well for yourself. Think about how to get qualifications that will allow you to earn good money. Where I live, there are work and study programs that allow people to get jobs but pay you a little while you study. Is there anything like that where you are? I don't know how you bought the TV, but it would be worthwhile getting a part-time job when you can, if you don't already have one. I don't know what the law is like where you are, but if you can open a bank account that your mother cannot access, I'd do that. Good luck, OP, not the idiot. Comment 2. Not the idiot. You should eventually honestly start getting your own things and stop using what she gives you. Even though she's your mother, I'm the eldest of the family too, and always had to put up with sacrifices. But here's the thing about my family. If one of us made a mistake, all of us were punished simultaneously. Then again, I was the type of sister who would shield my brothers from punishment, the protective kind. I had to sacrifice many things, and honestly, I don't regret it. But you have every right to protect what's yours. If you have a room, I suggest that you get a lock, and whenever you're out of the house, take the key with you so no one can come in. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Do not rely on your mother for anything. If she pays for your phone contract, you can get a cheap pay-as-you-go phone from most supermarkets. There will be contract sales on Black Friday and Cyber Monday for a decent phone with a cheap contract. Make sure she can't access your bank account. In the UK, you can go to a building society such as NatWest and open an account without parental consent or them being able to access it. I'm sorry you have to deal with this, OP. Now, for the next story. So I, 25-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 25-year-old female, let's call her Alexa, have been together for 3 years. A few days ago, it was her brother's, George, wedding, and we attended. Us and a few of our friends were at the same table, later at the venue. Turns out my girlfriend's half-sister, 26-year-old female, let's call her R, was invited and was assigned at the same table as me and my girlfriend. I have to note that R is my mother-in-law's daughter she had right before she had Alexa, and then completely abandoned R with her dad to live her life with Alexa's dad. They hadn't found out about R's existence until mother-in-law confessed to George that she had a daughter before them. So George reached out and found R, and she was happy to maintain a relationship with them, but Alexa was completely against it and didn't even want to meet her. That's why R and Alexa don't get along. That was 4 years back. I also have to say that I have met R, and we got along well. Since R didn't know anyone else at the wedding, George put her at the same table as me and Alexa and our friends. The second Alexa saw her, her mood changed. She kept throwing little innocent insults at her and then said she was just joking. R didn't really seem to mind until Alexa said, "So, R, how's your dad?" I almost lost it then. R's dad passed when she was 15 and everyone knew. R didn't say anything but just looked at her with an almost pitiful look. She then excused herself and went to get a drink. I turn to Alexa and tell her that if she doesn't stop being cruel and apologizes, I will leave her right there and then. Alexa got defensive, saying that I'm defending R because I'm attracted to her and that I want to give her a pity F at CK because she's the poor orphan. She said all that in front of everyone. I ignored her for the rest of the night, and when it was time to leave, I left her at home and went to sleep at my house. Eta? Sorry for bad English. I was never good at essays. Edit. When I said I would leave her, I didn't mean break up. I meant leave the venue and leave her without a ride home. Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Your girlfriend is a classic bully and mean girl. She sounds absolutely insufferable. She is upset because she's no longer her mother's oldest child and is completely jealous of her half-sister for no reason at all. The half-sister did not ask to be born or to literally be abandoned by her own mother. And your girlfriend, instead of being compassionate and a decent person, is exactly what you called her. Do you really want that kind of person as your girlfriend, a potential future wife, and mother to your own children? Comment 2. Not the idiot. Honestly, Alexa sounds very petty and mean-spirited, mixed with her likely jealousy. I find her behavior beyond remotely acceptable and personally wouldn't care to be around someone like that. God forbid if she turns this behavior on you at some point, but know that you have seen it firsthand and have been forewarned. Comment 3. Pity. Do you really want to spend your life with a B1 teach? Next time she may decide that she wants to joke on your mother, sister, friend, or your future child. Now, for the next story. So I, 25-year-old, bought them, both 76 years old. Gossip Girl Complete Series from Season 1. 6. Gave them the DVDs, since they said they were starting to get bored with nothing to do at home. I didn't expect my grandma to start binge-watching 2 days ago. Right now, she suspects Dorota is Gossip Girl, by the way, lol. But then my granddad called to tell me he hasn't been able to watch anything else and thinks he won't be able to until she finishes the entire series. Told me off for buying all the seasons and blames me for it. Am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. It was a gift. And it sounds like it was a really good one. They literally can't stop watching it. I'd just tell him, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I won't buy you another gift again." That way you aren't wasting money on someone who is unappreciative, and he can't blame you for their lack of self-control. Comment 2. Is this for real? Your grandparents blame you for their own lack of communication or TV count? Shrug it off, OP. This is very much like when the elderly have nothing to talk about except their aches and pains, and what all their conversations with their neighbors were. Not the idiot. Comment 3. Not the idiot. Your granddad can live through grandma's binge watching. It's actually pretty hilarious that he thinks he can't. I'm over here smiling at the thought of her concentrating on the TV and him fuming. Now, for the next story. I, 37-year-old female, and my brother Michael, 40-year-old male, are both child-free. Our sister, Jennifer, 31-year-old female, has one daughter, Emma, 15-year-old female. She's the only grandchild and niece, and we all adore her. Jen has made some questionable decisions in life and has struggled a bit, but we've always been there to help her. Jennifer was just 16 years old when she had Emma, so she lived with Michael and his husband until she was 3, while Jen was in school. I lived near Michael, and Emma saw me more than her own mother during that time. When Emma was 7, Jennifer married a man with a daughter who is the same age as Emma, and 2 younger kids. They're not poor, but with 4 kids, they don't have a lot of disposable income. Jennifer's stepkids have everything they need, but not always everything they want. However, Michael, our parents and I can afford to spoil Emma, so we get her pretty much anything she wants. Despite this, she's not spoiled and is a very well-adjusted young lady. We give the stepkids gifts on birthdays and Christmas, but Emma has more expensive things than them because we can afford to buy her a lot more than their parents. We also have a college fund for Emma that should cover most or all of her college costs. Jennifer is usually glad that we love her daughter and understands that we don't have the same bond with her stepkids and cannot afford to spend as much money on them as we do on Emma. Jen's husband does not like us very much. He is homophobic and doesn't want Michael and his husband to be around his kids too much. He also thinks I'm a deviant because I'm single by choice, live with my best friend, and don't want kids. We've argued with him many times because he thinks we're a bad influence on Emma and his kids. Honestly, I don't know what my sister sees in this guy. Our latest argument happened because I bought Emma a homecoming dress. Her stepdad doesn't like the boy she's going with and told her that he's not spending any of his money on a stupid dance. He doesn't want to seem like a hypocrite, so he's not buying his daughter a dress either. The dress cost about $500, including accessories. Emma's stepsister had to buy her own dress. Michael also hosted a little after-party for Emma's friends. Yesterday, Emma's stepdad called me and said that he doesn't like my favoritism, and if Michael and I can't do as much for his kids, then we need to do less for Emma. I basically told him to F***ck off, but in a somewhat polite way, and he is currently mad at me. Jen said he told Emma that she needs to stay away from. Jen thinks I could have at least bought her stepdaughter a cheaper dress, but I don't see why I should. She has 2 sets of parents who could have bought her a dress, and I don't have much of a relationship with her. Am I the idiot? Now, here are the comments. Comment 1. Not the idiot. Loving and spending more money on a biological child or niece-nephew is not favoritism. Obviously, you will love your own niece more since you've known her since she was born. Maybe if brother-in-law was nice and let you and his kids bond, it would be a different situation. But he has no right to tell you to spend money on his daughter or spend less on your niece. Comment 2. Not the idiot. Stepdad doesn't get it both ways. It's sad that after 10 years there couldn't be better relations, but he chose it to be that way. Jen should have put her foot down about that from the beginning. Why the hell would she marry a homophobe after everything her brother and his husband did for her? Comment 3. Not the idiot. Jen's husband has driven a wedge between you and his kids, preventing you and your brother from bonding with them. So I don't see any problem with your playing favorites at this point, especially given how your brother essentially raised Emma for the first few years. Now, for the next story. My husband and I had our first foster child placed with us 4 months ago. A 10-year-old girl. It has been a lot of work, but we're making a lot of progress with her and finally have her in a position where she feels safe and is willing to begin opening up with us. Her therapist has suggested that we have her involved in activities with other children to help broaden her socialization, which we have been doing. But an opportunity closer to home is coming up. My niece is having her 9th birthday in a week, and my sister has rented out an indoor play area for it. I reached out to my sister asking if I could bring my foster daughter with me to the party so she could play and spend time with the other kids. I even offered to cover the extra cost of her food, if money was a concern. And if it had been somewhere that it was a price per child, I'd have paid her entry fee too. My sister wasn't into the idea at all, saying she wasn't comfortable with it as who knows what issues my foster daughter could have, and what if she caused any trouble on the day. And even if she didn't cause any trouble, there was the fact that this is my niece's day, and what if the other parents and children were curious about who this new child was, and began to ask a lot of questions. I was rather angry and shocked at this, and how heartless she was being. She's met my foster daughter, and it's not like she has ever caused any trouble before, and it's just a horrible way to view a child. I asked her what the hell was wrong with her, and that if anyone was curious, she could just say that it was a girl her sister was taking care of. There is no need to go into further detail. She told me that she isn't comfortable with it all the same, and isn't going to change her mind. I was angry, but not about to argue further on this matter, and told her if that was how she felt, it was her decision. But I wouldn't be going either then, as it's not right for me to go to a children's party while my foster daughter sits at home left out. What kind of message is that? I told her I'd call my niece on the day of her birthday and of course send a gift around, but that I'd just tell her I was too busy to attend. My sister is angry with me over this as I've never missed a single birthday for my niece, and I'm very close to her. She feels that this will really upset her daughter, and she doesn't get why I can't just not tell my foster daughter where I'm going. I honestly am conflicted over this and feel horrible that it will upset my niece, but I don't want to lie as we're trying to build a foundation of trust and respect with our foster daughter. Is it wrong of me to not even do a flyby visit to say hello? Edit. I should clarify that while my niece's friends are going, it is also relatives and children within the family attending. Now here are the comments. Comment 1. No idiots here. You're not an AH for not wanting to make your foster daughter feel bad by going to a party she is excluded from. Your sister isn't an AH for wanting her daughter's party to be about her daughter. Her concerns have some validity. Her daughter doesn't know yours well and shouldn't be forced to invite her. There also is a chance that focus will be on your foster daughter and not on the birthday girl. If it's a tight-knit group of parents who all know each other and suddenly you show up with a kid, there will be questions. If sis doesn't want her daughter's party to be the venue where all those questions come up, then that's valid. Comment 2. If your sister has not met the child yet, I can understand why she would not want her to attend the party. After all, this should be your niece's special day. I also think it would be good for your foster child if she is eased into the family, maybe at a less hyped event. But I do hope your sister will come around to meeting your foster child soon and welcoming her into the family. A foster child is as much part of the family as a biological child, and this attitude of what will everybody say is unacceptable, not the idiot. Comment 3. Why don't you invite your niece in the next few days to go get ice cream or go to the movies with your foster daughter, as an apology for being too busy to go to her birthday party, since your sister's being difficult about the party? But no, I wouldn't go to the party and leave the foster girl at home. And if your sister just won't let a non-party get-together happen with your foster daughter and your niece, well, you can limit your contact with your sister, and sadly, your niece too. Not the idiot. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.